What's up, everybody? We having a good day. My name's Connor White. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. This is my Dragon Ball Super channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a really awesome Jiren deck profile for FB06. Wanted to show some a quick shout out to those who supported my last video, my Gogeta deck. Do really appreciate those who subscribed, commented. Please feel free to comment, subscribe on this video if you enjoyed the content, as well as comment some things maybe to help me improve the channel or something you'd like to see on the channel possibly, so that way I can provide you guys a better experience. Today I'm really excited to bring this Jiren deck profile. It's funny because when I started playing this Dragon Ball card game, red was my least interested color, but I was very interested in this leader. There's just something about the 25k leaders. I'm a control player. You'll hear me say this a million times in my videos. And so, like, the 25k leaders obviously are big control decks for obvious reasons. I like that they also flip in the leader over at the right time, depending on how much reserve you have, and being able to press that 25k on, and then them not being able to swing at your leader any further. Very, very solid. That being said, I just want to give you guys a quick idea or a quick reminder that these decks are just kind of my decks. You know, this is merely like really guidelines for you guys and how I would suggest me building your deck. But these decks are by no means like an end-all be-all. I do plan on posting updated versions of these decks later on through like midway through the set, or if we do get new cards to play with, or even if someone just discovers something really, or even if I discover something, which you may be surprised I might. So we're gonna get into the deck now. Expect updates on the other deck profiles. Again, quick thanks for everyone for the support on the last video. So the leader Jiren, when you have 3 or less life, he awakens. And then you can only take 1 damage per battle. And then whenever he takes a damage, he draws a card. So every time he takes a damage, you pot a greed nearly. So we'll go ahead and get into the cards themselves at this point now. Jiren, so sunny over there. Hopefully he's not a little bit closer. That way he's not so bright. Because that way you guys can read him if you have to. So next we got the 4 cantrips. Just the new Android 18 draw card standard. Red plays a few less than most decks, because this is like more of a late game deck. At least my build is. So I do got 4 of her. Won't waste too much time explaining her. Obviously, just draw a card, and then puts up a body. Next, we got Whis. This card's awesome. We'll be playing 4 of this probably in the future. It's just what I prefer, really, of course, or what you prefer. Most people slate 3, so I tried out 3. But I will be playing 4. I think this card's awesome. It just answers all the little 1-drops in the game. That way they just get free bodies off you. It's good against a lot of decks. It also can be extra 5 to 10k sometimes. Additional minus attack reduction that you need to kill things. Just a quick reminder. If red reduces any of your guys' attack power to 0, it dies by game mechanic, not by KO. So them having that unique mechanic gets around a lot of things, believe it or not. So he's also 10k power, by the way. So there are also times where if they have things sideways and you're able to reduce, this guy can get some value trades, which is always nice. Next, we got 2 Margarita. She gives a unit 10k power, and then she's also 10k power herself. So she's essentially like a 20k boost when you're pushing for a game or when you need to kill a unit. And then the 10k combo power is obviously relevant. Could possibly see myself up in this as well to maybe even 3 or 4 copies. As of right now, I like 2. 2's been nice and consistent for me. It's also that 10k body, which is always nice. Next, we got 2 drops. We got Fuas. This guy's awesome. On play, reducing opponent's creature's attack by 15,000, and then he's a 10k combo power. So this guy, him plus Whis on the first turn, right? So if you have both of them out, you go Whis -5, him play this -2. You pretty much kill any 2-drop in the game. So those 2, don't underestimate the power of those 2. And, like, do keep in mind, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't have to kill a gigantic unit. It's a tempo swing. You can kill something that's even a 1-drop, and you still get value, and you're still good. Next, we got the Son Goku Mini Daima. I'm on the fence about this card. I like this card because this card does a lot. It's a mandatory self-awaken. So it gets you, having to be at 3 life sometimes can be tedious, of course. And then when awakened, though, he gains 10k power. So he becomes a 30k 2-cost body. And Jiren, of course, like I mentioned earlier, if you have a 30k body on board, you can't be double striked. So him in the late game is very good. He applies a lot of pressure. He's also a 10k body. The card, it does a lot. It really does a lot. I just don't know if I want to run 3. I would for sure play 2. Definitely going to be playing 2. It's just like there when I need it, combo it off when I need it. Can be that, that little extra push I need. Could possibly see myself. What's funny is I could also see a build where I play 4 of this also. It's just in this particular build, I'm not really enjoying it. If I was playing It's Over, which I'm not, I'm sure that there's some really cool busted late game mid-range builds or something like that where it plays like this and 4 of these and It's Overs. I also don't play that Tamagami card. I think that card is just not very very good in my opinion. At least for what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to apply pressure in that game, late game, not just play defensively. And I just don't like him as an early game drop. Too defensive. This is offensive though. Same with Fua. Fua can kill things. But yeah, Goku's good. Quick synopsis on him. Could be a world if you play 3 or 4 of him with It's Over. Could see a world where I play 2. So, as of right now, he's B3. Next, we got... This card's awesome. Big fan of this card. We got 3 Android 16s. This card's busted, man. He's a body. He's from the new set, too, by the way. He says... When KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in the battle area, gets minus 20,000 power for the turn. And then active main KO this card in the battle area, draw a card. So he's going to be able to possibly kill 2 units or push a life, kill a unit, and replace himself. And he's a 10k combo power. This card's broken, man. This card's very good. And it's just the thing is like, dude, you don't have to trigger his ability in one turn. Like, just being like, all right, cool, I'm 3, play him. We just start applying pressure. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, now what are they going to do? They're going to either swing into this, let you draw, you know what I mean? Which is okay with us because he'll replace himself. We can even protect it if we need to combo out with like things like Tournament of Power for free. Or you just, you swing in, use the ability, KO itself, draw a card, KO another unit, minus 20. Or combo at least minus 15 or 25. Sorry about that. Very good card. Could possibly even 4 of this as well. 3's good. Just don't want to get too clunky. There's a lot of high cost minions in the deck, and I wanted to make sure I had some early game versatility, like between like reductions and beaters. And that's one thing that's good about Android 16 is a lot of the cards in this deck, they either do one of 2 things: they either reduce or their body. He happens to be one of the few cards that does both, so I like that. Next we got like the Universe 7 package. I don't normally like placing a lot of cards out at once because I don't like how it clutters the camera, but I will place like all of these here, just to make it a little bit simpler to understand. So all of these cards are Universe 7, Tournament of Power, so you can play them off of Kefla. And when you play one of these costs off of her, she'll draw. And then each of the Tournament Power cards obviously do something on their own. Like this Vegeta, when attacking, you can discard 2, he'll become 50k, and then you can't be KO'd. So you become a gigantic body. He helps you push for damage, helps kill units, and then once per turn, you can KO himself and then another card. So he's pretty much either a 1-for-1 trade, or you can swing in, kill something, use his ability to KO himself, which he wouldn't be able to be KO'd, by the way, and kill something else. And then he'll also be 50k and the opponent's turn, can't be KO'd, to make it so your Jiren is just invulnerable to the double striking and things. And that's important because you're at 3 life a lot. So not being able to be double striked is important because that means like you can successfully go down to 2 life. To draw 2 more cards. So that way you can continue to play the game. Gohan, this card's broken. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like people are like, oh, we could play Kefla back to 4. I don't know, man. I mean, like then we play more targets in the deck. But there was times the other day like where I'm playing like one of these on 3. Getting value, and then playing this on 4, drawing a card, and playing one of these again. That curve was nasty. Like, and then we're going like turn 1, kill their 1-drop, and then turn 2, we have the 2-drop Goku or Fuwa kill another unit. You know what I mean? So they're just not having anything for the first 3 turns to 4 turns if you're resolving this. Especially if we're putting 2 of these down, like simultaneously, like turn 3, turn 4 off Kefla. That's so much pressure. And then also when they're awake, they become 25Ks. I mean, I would like for this to go to 4. Don't get me wrong. I think Red could use some power, but I don't. I mean, oh, it's also 10k. Just noticed because you never really combo. You keep it. This card's insane though. Vegeta, he's cuttable. I think he is. He's just good though. 3 calls kill anything and 50k and make it so like Jiren just can't die. He's good. I'd play it. You should play him. We got... this is the bread and butter here. We got the 4 Jirens. So, what he does is he can't be KO'd once per turn. And then during the opponent's turn, when he's rested, and there's a battle happening, you deal 1 damage to your leader, and then you replace it off the top of your deck. So how this interaction works with the leader is, let's say they swing at your leader, you use his ability, you take a life, replace a life, Jiren will draw. Then the attack that they swung with is still active battle. That same battle, you can only take 1 damage per battle based on Jiren's ability, and he dealt you the damage. Now you know their attack. You drew 2 cards, and you're still at whatever life you were previously. More than likely 3. And so obviously you can see where this is going. Like, you stick 2 of these down, it's probably certain death. You just have to watch out in your matchups because cards are starting to have answers to this. Like, I think a couple formats ago, before I was playing, I started playing FB05. And that's another thing, guys. Go easy on me. I just started playing a few months ago. I know maybe it sounds like I have some more experience, but I played other card games. But I'm not too familiar with, like, every card. This is just based on, like, my prior knowledge. And so that's another reason why I think you guys should comment, rate, and subscribe. That way we could grow the channel together. And it's going to be awesome when we go back and we watch my older content and we see how much I've improved. Especially when I post these updated deck lists. So go ahead and comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks again, you guys. Back to the deck. Jiren, being able to stick 2 of these down is pretty much like certain death. Versus yellow, you have to watch out because there are outs, and versus blue. And that's why we play some other cards like this Toppo here to get value. Versus yellow and blue. But the Jiren, he makes it so he knows the battles and you continuously start drawing. And he's a 30k body, so he's huge. And he also can't be KO'd once per turn. So, versus the Broly deck, this guy's like insanely invaluable because they have to swing into it or they won't. You can combo out. And I started, probably in the future, I'll be playing Saved by a Barrier to make it so my units just can't be KO'd by battle. So it's like if you run into this guy, like, it's over. Like, he's not dying by battle. I'm going to save the once per turn. I will combo out if I have to. Like, he's sticking in the matchups I need him to stick in. Toppo is broken. People don't play this guy. This guy is mandatory. Versus yellow and blue, you have to, because this card's not living or sticking. Like, you get to go ahead and place it and swing. If they're not at, like, depending on how much energy you have, like, versus yellow, obviously, if they're at 4 to 5 energy, they can't Frieza you unless they're playing Janemba. Because they need, the 2 energy to restand. So if you're playing this on curve, he will stick around for a turn or 2 to get value, but it's not, they will inevitably out it, eventually out it. Toppo, on play, take a damage, and then if you're awakened, replace a life. So he just becomes a draw 2 30k, 5k combo power. So he'll draw you 2 cards when he comes out. He'll start swinging for 30k if you need him to, or he'll start defending you with 5,000. 30k threshold, obviously important because Jiren's ability. I keep mentioning that, but it's just important to have that known and be live. You could cut this Toppo, I think, for the other Toppo. Actually, the one where if you when he battles, I think when attacking, discard 1 or active main, discard 1 KO unit with 25k or less power. And then when KO, draw 2. I think that card's broken, super slept on, super underrated. But I think you need this versus yellow and blue. So, next, we got 5 drops. Roomshi. This card's awesome. I think everyone's most hated thing about this card is the artwork. But fortunately, they have the tournament back one coming out. Very much looking forward to that. What this card does is choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 30 power or less and KO. This card's very good. I think in card games where you have to pay mana and where there's a mana system and you have a card where it's able to just like come out and kill something for free, especially something with like 30k power, which is going to typically be like one of these 4-cost units or something like that. That's a lot of value and it takes a lot of tempo away from them. Just being able to kill their, like, let's say their potential 4 or 5 cost last turn. Like, let's say they just room sheet like your 1-drop or your 2-drop Goku and you're like, all right, my turn for 5. Kill your 5-drop. It's very good, man. Those are good cards. You just don't need 3 anymore, I don't think, because now we got this. Man, this is the boy right here. Fusion Android 13. He's awesome. So I play 1 of each, obviously, because I would like to play. I wish I could play 3 of each, but there's just no room. Don't want to clog. Don't want to break. You could probably get away with playing like 3 Room Sheet or 3 Android if you really wanted to play more. I just, I think this is fine. He isn't really a turn 5 play. He's like a turn 7 or 8 play. When you get their hand size down, then you start dropping him. because then he becomes 55k power on play, and then he can attack. Then he can attack versus all their units down. And it's really good because when they have no cards in hand, obviously they're not gonna be able to combo out of 55k or more easily. And so that's when he just becomes super broken. And then also when you're pushing damage, like when it's time to start going in and pushing for game, he just becomes a 55k body with tournament power to 60k at their head. That's like 2 to 3 cards, 4 cards, you know what I mean? So, and then the last 5 drop we got is the Double Striker. There's the new Diamond one. I didn't like him because it says when attacking you KO a unit. This one just straight up gives something -20. So I'd rather just straight up start reducing shit and getting value and like picking their board down. And then he's just like, standard 35k Double Striker. Not much to really say about that. We got the other homie. This is the actual deck right here, the Goku. This like carries right on its back. When you discard on play until the end of your opponent's next turn, negate the next damage you take. It's optional. It's when you choose. So like you can really set yourself up to where you just never ever die, because they can't double strike you. When he swings, you reduce everything they have in play by 20,000 attack power. And so that's gonna pretty much, he'll start clearing the board off on his own, defending your life in 2 ways. The fact that he's 40k and triggering your Jiren ability, and the fact that you can't take damage. So if you're able to stick multiples of these in a row, you win for sure. It's very hard because that means every turn minus 40k to their whole board. That you have board clears built in with pushing life. So people play 3 of this. I play 4. I want to see this. I don't want one to get energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to see this 2 to 3 times a game if possible. That way I just guarantee my win, because this makes it so easy. This card makes it so easy to win. Especially if you're on coin, and especially with these new androids. Now that we have a better mid game or an early game, where at least for me, it feels like it. Like now that I have this Android 16, it's like going into turn 3, I know I'm gonna have advantage on the board. Where it's like I have creatures that will like plus and minus them, and I'm gonna be able to out the Videls. That's another thing with this guy. He pretty much outs Videl single handedly, and then if you combine him with this, that outs the 3-drop Majin Buu card. You have to kill those cards, obviously. Those are important cards in the middle. This also kills Sharpener and everything else. So, quick little note to put in about those, that they kill those problematic cards in the format. As well as this -20k does, too. There's a 6-drop Jiren you could play. Can't be removed by the area by skills, and then deals damage to both players. I was going to try to play 2, but that means I would have to cut down on Goku more than likely. I need to see the meta. I want to see. I don't think I need him right now. I would consider playing 1, though. I do like the idea of those the right cards that do damage, such as like that Jiren, the 6-cost one, and Sphere of Destruction. I think those cards are awesome. It's just that dealing damage is a little bit iffy at the moment. The game's really fast. If the game was slower, I would be okay with dealing damage. But like people are trying to hyper awaken and stuff these days, I think I've said enough about this card. Because we could keep talking about him. People want this card banned. For no reason. Because that's the only reason Red's good. 4 super combos. Yada, yada, yada. 2 God Kamehamehas. This could be a couple other cards. This could be like It's Overs. It could be Saved by Barriers. You could play... Saved by a Barrier is 100% going in this list. Moving forward in my next updated list. But this card's just single target removal, killing I think 30k less of power. So that's all the problematic 3 or costs or even 4 costs or less cards. And then if you have no battle cards, it costs 1. So it just becomes like super free. And then just out like those additional cards. You can also reduce cards by power and then resolve this card on them. So it's really easy to get some things in range actually. And then next we got the 3 Tournament of Power. This is like the god card in this deck. Like the best 2 cost card in this deck by far. By far. It just makes it so your leader's 30k. Like, keeps your hand advantage up. Because your leader doesn't draw when you attack when you're awakened. Haven't mentioned that, but now you know. So this is just keep tapping this every turn. You can even tap this down to make your units bigger. On pushes as well. Making my Android 13 Fusion 60k on a push. For free. Like, dude, come on. I'll take a life for free life. That's a free life. This card's nice. You could play 2. Some people play 4. I'm playing with 4 of in these decks in Dragon Ball. To me is crazy. The card must be it has to be very, very good. It's got to be one of the best cards in the deck. That's why you see me play a lot of 3 ofs. The 4 ofs are reserved for the truly broken cards. Especially because we only get 50 cards to pick from, and now that we're in like going into multiple sets, so there's multiple like there's a lot more cards in the first couple. Obviously, it's harder to fit all the cards you want to play in your deck. Obviously, but thanks for watching. This is my Jiren deck. Trying to get like a cool little thumbnail or something. Look forward to more content, obviously, guys. I really appreciate you coming and watching. And stay tuned. Not stick tuned, but stay tuned. To more content coming soon. Gonna have some Broly deck profile. Gonna have my friend Vegito deck profile, two of my close friends. And then I'm gonna finally upload the Majin Buu deck profile. I wanted to make sure that's my main deck. So I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys some good content for that. Something tested, and I wanted to make sure I was playing some of the new cards in it. But thank you guys again for watching. I hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you. Bye.